Hi guys, this is Mary. You're watching Cardz TV. Just to do a quick recap from yesterday's video where I told you I was going to be making a toilet paper roll mini album without using toilet paper rolls for my husband Wayne for Father's Day, and it's going to be all about his vegetable garden that he's got going right now. And let me grab this paper pack. I showed you this one I got from Michael's. It's a beautiful pad of paper. I just love these papers. They're so pretty. And I went ahead and picked some of them out. And they are all like craft paper on the back. And they're good, thick, heavy cardstock weight. Not quite as heavy as a toilet paper roll, but almost. So we're going to take these and make our own little tubes or rolls to use instead of a toilet paper roll. So I went ahead and picked out these papers, and I think they're all beautiful and they coordinate so well together. Some have a little bit of glitter, but I've cut each one of these at 4 inches by 7 inches. I've got the Martha Stewart scoreboard out, but you don't have to use that. You can use a bone folder in your trimmer or a score pal, whatever you might have. Let's turn that this way. And we're going to take this piece of cardstock and score it at 1.5 inches. And I'm going to go over it twice because it is thick. And then at 4.5 inches. And we're going to do that on each one of these. And then we'll come back and I'll show you how I'm going to put it together with the score tape to make our tubes or our little pockets for our mini album. I've started putting some of my tubes together, and you can see these are the same size as the toilet paper roll, and look how much flatter that is. And I don't have to cover this, and they're nice and heavy. And all I'm doing is folding up the cardstock on the score line, just giving it a nice crease. And then we're going to put some score tape right up here. I love score tape. It's so easy to use. Just put some down. And normally it's easy for me to tear, but I have a sore thumb, so I'm having trouble today. I think I'm going to grab my scissors. But it's usually really easy just to tear that score tape right off. And then we'll take the liner off. And there's our adhesive. And we'll just fold this down and give it another quick crease. And there we go. We've got 3 of them done. So I'll keep working on these. And when I come back, I'll tell you about the tag that I've decided to use. Now I got all my little tubes put together. They turned out great. Nice and flat. I can't wait to start embellishing these and getting some photographs on them. But I need some tags for the inside. And I went through several of my cartridges, but I kept coming back to this tag. I like it because it's rounded at the top and at the bottom edges. And it's got a little slit in it for running some ribbon or some twine through. I just like the shape. And this was cut at 4 inches, and it fits inside here perfectly. Now, I have to consider the length as well, so I couldn't make it any wider because I will have either the book rings or the binding from the Bind It All in here. So this length at 4 inches works out perfectly. I love this one. It's got those carrots on there. I don't know if you can see that. They're glossy. And I love the background as well. Now the back will be just like the other papers, and it's the craft paper. So it'll be great to use for journaling. And then I can put a photograph on this side. But this tag came from Tags, Bags, Boxes, and More. Now, like I told you before, lots and lots of the cartridges have tags on them. but this is just one of my favorite tags, so I keep going back to this every time I do one of these albums. And this particular tag is on page 90, and I cut this one right here. Now you can cut this same one with a hole in it rather than a slit just by hitting your shift key. And as I said, this was cut at 4 inches. And when you cut the 4 inches off of your 12 by 12 cardstock and then cut it at 7 inches to get your tubes, you have these papers left. So these are 4 by 5, and it's the perfect size to put on the Cricut mat and cut your tags out. So I'm going to take the rest of these to the Cricut and get some more of these tags cut out, and then we're going to decide what kind of binding we're going to use for our album. Got all my tags cut, and I decided, because I'm using so many of these and I am going to add embellishments, it's going to be pretty thick, and I only have these 1-inch book rings, and I didn't think they'd be big enough. So I decided to use the Bind It All to put my album together, because I have these binding combs in different diameters, so I can use a bigger one if it gets to be really thick. Now I was going to show you how to do this on camera, but this table is so rickety. The first one I did, I'm not going to do it, but I'll show you. I put it in, and when I started to cut the holes in it, it was so rickety, my lamps fell over and everything. So I had to take it into a more solid, secure table to cut them. But that's all you do. You just put them in, and you want to make sure that you've got your print going the right direction when you do this. You just put them in, and I don't know if you can see that. There's 6 holes across there. There's your center, and you just line it up. And I use these 2 little marks right here. Line it up between there, and then you would push your handle back and bring it forward, and it cuts your holes for your binders or your binding combs. So we've got that done. We've got our tags done. Now we've got to ink around these. So we're going to use some Tim Holtz Tea-Dye Distress ink. That's my favorite. So I'm going to ink around all of my tubes and all of my tags. And I've started pulling out some ribbon. This is just one of them. And I'm going to go ahead and get some ribbon in the tags. And then we'll start picking embellishments and things to go on our tubes. So I'm going to go ahead and start inking this up. And when we come back in the next video, we're going to start doing some embellishing. And like I said, I'll go ahead and start putting some ribbons through here and everything. And we're going to have this done in time for Father's Day, I hope. I'll see you guys again really soon. Bye now.